So tonight's movie is The Gate from the early 80s. I remember seeing this movie as a kid and having nightmares from it, but for some reason I kept watching it. The movie kind of goes of the story of there's a tree that was in the backyard that ends up falling over, and underneath it, a kid finds a geode, which is a rock with like crystals and stuff inside of it. Him and his buddy decide to go dig more in that area to try to find more because they're worth money. They end up finding another one and they end up cracking it open, and there's weird lights and stuff inside of it. And something happens with like one of those like old school like magnetic drawing things where like you have the sheet and you lift the sheet up and then you set it down, there's nothing, but then you take the little pen and it like kind of like etches into it, but then you lift the sheet up and it goes away again. And there's weird writing on it and weird symbols, and they end up reading it out loud, which inadvertently opens a portal from hell. One of the kids ends up realizing what happened because he's listening to music and gets kind of creeped out by it, and so he's looking at the record, which that's how tells you how old this movie is. Looks at the record, and in the book there's the same symbols and everything like that. That basically tells the story of what's going on. So he tries to convince the other kid that this is what's happening, and weird things start happening that kind of point to that. And then they're in the process of trying to close the gate and end up getting stopped because one of the kids falls in. And then they're kind of just dealing with this portal from hell that is open. The creepiest part about this movie, and the thing that really got to me as a kid, was these little minion thingies. It's done in claymation, but they're just like these like naked ape things with like oblong heads and like weird jaws they're just creepy. And like I said in a previous movie that I've done in this series, Don't Be Afraid of the Dark, almost identical. Like it's the same kind of story and concept as far as like the creatures. There was a couple things I remembered about this movie, and there's some things that I just completely forgot all about. The whole thing with the dog dying, a lot of it's really cheesy, but again, it's pretty old. I mean, that movie's 30 plus years old at this point. So for this one, I think I'm going to go with a 7. It still holds up pretty well for what it was at the time, and I love that there was claymation in it for the animations of these little things. Just kind of the way they go about trying to pull off special effects without the technology that we have nowadays. And it's like I said, it's cheesy, but it's not a bad film. Definitely check it out. I'm so glad that there's only one more of these. Not that I'm not enjoying watching horror movies and everything tied to them. It's just so much more work than I thought it would be, having to work full time and live my life and film these and edit these and watch the movies every day. And I try to cheat and watch them at work because it's been really slow this month, which has been nice for this aspect. Terrible on my commission structure, but that's a whole different story. And today was the biggest nightmare because I started watching some movie called Anna and the Apocalypse, I think is what it's called, on Hulu. And it's like a musical horror movie, and I was like, I'll check it out. I'm interested. Not for me. So about 30 minutes into it, I just turned it off. I was like, okay, I'm going to find something else to watch tonight. And then I found The Gate, and I was so excited because I haven't seen this movie in years. It used to scare me as a kid. Perfect. Every single time I clicked play on my tablet, something happened. Customer walked in, the phone rang, just something, and I ended up not being able to watch it. And I tried like 5 or 6 times, and every single time I tapped that button, I'd instantly tap again to pause it. And so then I was like, screw it. I'm just not going to watch it till I get home. And then by the time I get home, it's about 9:15, 9:30. Decompress with my wife for 15, 20 minutes. Then it's 10 o'clock, and then I have to watch a 2-hour movie, and the vicious cycle. So it's been an experience for sure. But one more to go. And I think I have my movie picked out for tomorrow, just because it seems fitting with the name of it. So I guess I'll see you tomorrow in the last video.